Hello everyone, my name is Theresa of Chopstick and Succulents, and in today's video, I will give you a tour of my first succulent garden. This garden is where my journey with succulents started and where I learned a lot from all the mistakes I made. Most of my YouTube videos were filmed in this garden, and this is where I discovered growing succulents from leaves. This place also allowed me to express my creativity, enjoyed growing succulents outdoors, and most of all, inspired me to write my first book, Water Me Next Week, A Succulent's Plea. This is the front yard. In here, I planted mostly low-growing succulents like these Echeverias. I love Echeverias because they have leaves arranged into rosettes, and with a full sun exposure, they can achieve their amazing colors. They look like flowers always in bloom. Aside from the Echeverias, I also planted Portulacaria, colorful Graptosedum, Aloes, and some Aeoniums. This arrangement here was featured in one of my YouTube videos, and this project lasted for more than 4 years. Another succulent plant with rosette-forming leaves is the Aeonium. And just like the Echeveria, this succulent plant has fantastic colors and even has variegated leaves. In that area over there, I have succulents growing like crazy. But what's interesting in there is the huge living succulent wall frame thriving well in that corner. So here they are growing like a bush, and the reason they expanded so much is that they are either planted in the ground or in huge planters. And that there is the living succulent wall frame. This living frame also lasted for a long time and is an upcycled project. The metal frame used to be a part of our patio table. This is the driveway, and this tall plant here is the Euphorbia pterocauli or fire sticks. It has grown big and I had it trimmed to look like a small tree. Underneath it, there's a large planter with assorted Echeverias. Now, there are a lot of Echeverias available in the market nowadays, and identifying them can be a challenge. So if you want to know the names of some of these Echeverias, I have an Echeveria identification PDF for you to download for free. The link is in the description below. Next to the Echeveria planter is this wooden cart of assorted succulents. This is also an upcycled project. This box used to be an organizer, and after adding the makeshift wheels and the handles, it looked like a cart. This Crassulas springtime obviously loves it here as it produces beautiful flowers in the spring. These flowers are not only gorgeous, but they also last longer, and they attract bees and butterflies. Look at this cute frog planter. Although small, it fits 8 succulents, including these 2 good-sized euphorbias, the Medusa's head. Next to the cart is this wooden mailbox planter with colorful succulents. What a beautiful combination of colors! And with the green background, the colors really pop. Beside it is this Portulacaria afra growing in the ground. This has been trimmed several times and kept on growing more. This plant is fantastic for bonsai, but it can grow into a thick bush when planted in the ground like this. I have another corner where I've collected several varieties of Portulacaria. When I learned that Portulacaria helps absorb harmful toxins from the environment, I was inspired to collect more of it. So here I have some variegated and trailing Portulacaria. Here are more succulents growing in the ground. As you can see, I grow succulent plants only, and I try to avoid mixing succulents and non-succulent plants together. If I want the plant to grow bigger, I plant them either in the ground or in giant planters. This one here is the wooden male organizer turned into a succulent planter. Can you see how colorful these plants are? This old center table here is another upcycled project. This table planter holds different species of succulents from Sedum, Echeveria, Kalanchoes, Aeoniums, and Crassulas. They are not that colorful because this area does not provide them with enough sunlight. This is our front patio. It is enclosed with ledges filled with different species of succulents. These ledges serve multiple purposes. First, they helped us organize my collection. You see, when my collection started growing, I ran out of places to display these plants. Creating these ledges solved that problem. These ledges also serve as a beautiful living wall that provides us some privacy. I believe this is the craziest project I ever thought of, but it's one of those that I'm most proud as well. This is where I often welcome my guests. This table has witnessed the making of so many succulent arrangements. Being surrounded by so many succulents inspired me to be more creative. This area has provided me with a relaxing atmosphere to enjoy being with succulents. Even inside the house, I can feel the presence of succulents. Although I only have a few of them inside, I can see most of them growing beautifully outside. I can look out of the window every morning, and just seeing them already makes me smile. I can see them from our dining area, and when I have friends coming over to visit, these plants never fail to amaze them. I enjoy watching them while washing the dishes. And yes, I can see them even from inside our bedroom. That's how crazy I am with succulents. Let me show you the backyard. Our backyard is where we've enjoyed eating outdoors and entertaining visitors, surrounded by these beautiful succulent plants. Although I had a lot of succulents here also, I try not to overcrowd the space. So I plant them in wooden ledges, and I have plenty of these ledges. Because succulents make me happy and they are my stress reliever, I want to maintain that relaxing atmosphere. So instead of crowding the area with so many of them displayed in different places, I group them together. I love using upcycled planters like this upside down table. I also have some of them planted in the rock garden. And the more sunlight these plants receive, the more colorful they become. Some of them even bloomed like this Kalanchoes or paddle plant, and this beautiful flowering Sedeveria Letitia. Some succulents thrive better with sun protection, like this string of pearls here that are more beautiful when sheltered by this tree. Living in California has allowed me to grow colorful succulents, but that doesn't mean that all my succulents were colorful. In some areas that do not receive a lot of light, the succulents are primarily green. But I use these areas in my garden that do not receive much light for propagation and to make these plants more stable faster, and then I harvest the cuttings. When the cuttings are ready, I start helping them achieve their amazing colors. Growing colorful succulents does not only involve exposing them to the full sun. Of course, one huge factor that causes succulents to change color is their sunlight exposure. However, cold temperatures plus full sun exposures can also trigger them to change colors. But if your succulents are already exposed to the full sun and yet they still do not change colors, then maybe you need to learn how to amend your soil, adjust your watering, and find that perfect spot where they can achieve their best. During winter, some of you need to bring your succulents indoors. To keep your succulents happy and prevent them from elongating, you need to provide them with enough light. By applying the same techniques I teach in the course and providing enough light indoors, you too can achieve their amazing colors. I highly recommend this grow light. Check out the link in the description below. I hope you enjoyed my first succulent garden tour, and for 2022, you'll see me grow succulents in a more challenging location. And if you think you cannot grow colorful succulents in a humid location like the Philippines, then you should check this out. Look at the colors of these succulents. After 3 weeks of applying the techniques I teach in the course, this is the result, and it is very promising. I thank you all for your support, and I'm wishing you a prosperous new year and a very colorful 2022. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.